When we think of ancient ruins, we picture quiet, dusty stones. But in 79 AD, Pompeii was a thriving metropolis, pulsing with life. Look closely at these vibrant interior frescoes. They capture the luxury enjoyed by the city's 15 to 20,000 residents. Pompeii functioned much like a modern city, complete with grand theaters, complex water pipelines running directly into private villas, and a booming trade economy. And standing quietly right in the background of all this wealth was Mount Vesuvius. The citizens of Pompeii were living at a peak of Roman comfort. That prosperity created a blind spot. They had no idea that the mountain casting a shadow over their markets was a geological time bomb. The first major warning appeared 17 years earlier, in 62 AD, when a massive earthquake shattered buildings across the city. Below the surface, heavy seismic activity is a mechanical precursor to an eruption, as tectonic plates fracture the crust, creating pathways. While people above swept up debris, pressure inside Vesuvius escalated. Magma expanded, pushing up the central vent. At the time, humanity knew almost nothing about how volcanoes worked. Instead of evacuating the area, the citizens repaired their temples and villas, unknowingly trapping themselves directly on top of a volatile geological system. Everything culminated at midday on August 24, 79 AD. The mountain violently blew its rocky top open. This scale shows the magnitude of the initial blast. Vesuvius expelled a colossal column of toxic gas and pulverized the rock that rocketed 30 kilometers straight up into the stratosphere. Down in the streets, the sky turned pitch black in the middle of the afternoon. As thick ash began to rain down, panic set in. Families desperately tried to flee in the darkness, while others barricaded themselves indoors, hoarding their valuables and hoping the event would pass. The falling ash and darkness were only the first phase of the disaster. High on the slopes above, a faster, more lethal force was already beginning to collapse. The pyroclastic surge acted as the primary cause of death. This was a dense, superheated avalanche of toxic gas and ash tumbling down the mountain. The wave accelerated to hundreds of kilometers per hour. The internal temperatures were so extreme that biological survival was impossible the moment it made contact. Within minutes, the avalanche slammed into Pompeii. It suffocated the city and buried the entire landscape under a massive layer of thick ash. The same event that wiped the metropolis off the map simultaneously formed an airtight seal over it. The ash locked the city, its buildings, and its victims securely in time. Here we see the sprawling excavation site of Pompeii. For 1,700 years, the city sat forgotten beneath the earth until workers stumbled upon the ancient walls in 1748. As archaeologists dug deeper, they noticed something chilling. Buried within the compacted ash were precise, hollow cavities. The organic material of the victims had decomposed, leaving behind exact molds of their bodies in the earth. Look closely at this plaster cast. Scientists realized they could pour liquid plaster into those empty spaces. When the ash was chipped away, it revealed the exact final poses of the victims at the second the heat hit them, like this figure crouching to cover their face. Because the destruction happened so rapidly, Pompeii became a historical time capsule. It offers modern researchers a rare look directly into the daily lives of ancient Romans. Today, millions of tourists walk these straight cobblestone streets, tracing the footsteps of a vanished empire. But the geological threat remains. Mount Vesuvius is not dormant. Scientists monitor it around the clock, as it is still a highly active volcano. As this modern view shows, the stakes are now higher. Millions of people live in modern coastal cities directly within the mountain's potential blast zone. Pompeii stands as a preserved warning. No matter how advanced our engineering becomes, human civilization remains vulnerable to the sudden shifts of the natural world.